The 60s were turbulent years, a time to tune in, turn on, and drop out. That's what a lot of my generation did, especially those of us who hoped to become comedy talk show hosts. We were rebelling against a whole comic style, a tradition of baggy pants and pratfalls that had as much to do with the war in Vietnam as a pie in the face had to do with tear gas. We wanted the Air Force to stop bombing in Cambodia, and Shecky Youngman to stop bombing in Atlantic City. I was a revolutionary, determined to create a new order of comedy, even if it meant sacking the song and dance values of vaudeville. I may have alienated a few of the Borscht Belt old guard, but it got me where I am today.
It's USA's Camp Midnite, starring Dick Wilson. Tonight, join Dick and his guests from Santa Barbara, actress Tawny Kitaen, comic Tom Kenny, former wrestler Jesse "The Body" Ventura, love letter ghostwriter Martine Grieber, music from the Housewives, and a special appearance by Jim Ward. As always, Scooter Peach and the Van Nuys Sound Machine. And now, here's your host, Dick Wilson.
Hey, Scooter! Wow! Now, I'll go ahead and look. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'll go ahead and look way up here like we've got a big audience back here someplace, all right? Welcome to another freaking Friday night of fun here on the USA Network. Can we say freaking on TV? I guess, yeah. Okay. But let's all say that together. On the count of three, just give me a freaking. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Freaking! Kind of one of those 60s terms from back there in the opening of the show. I'll tell you what, how about on the count of three, everybody say Scooter Peach and the band. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Scooter Peach and the band! Ah, there he is. Twister. That's tough. Scooter, as you know, I'm from Kansas City, back in the Midwest, you know, where things are kind of nice and comfortable. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a new movie out now called Field of Dreams. Have you seen that thing?
No.
Kevin Costner's in it. It's a story about an Iowa farmer who hears these voices from out of nowhere. It says, "If you build it, I will come." And he doesn't know what it means. He ends up building a ball field out in the middle of his corn patch, and an old ball team comes out to visit him and play. It's a nice, homey type thing. And you might see it. I really liked it. I know you and I like kind of the same things. Yeah, and it was kind of, but I know it's a fantasy. The story really isn't.
If you build it, he will come.
Well, did you say something?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
If you build it, he will come.
I think it. Well, I thought I heard some voices. It must just be the fact that I was talking about the movie and you know, kind of a relapse of some sort. But I won't let it bother me or get in the way of our solid gold feature called "Things That Sound Dirty But Really Aren't." And it's time for that right now. Please, please, it's not that good, please, okay? No. Our first thing that sounds dirty. Now, first off, for those of you who've just watched for the first time, where the heck have you been for the last 20-so weeks? These are actually words that sound dirty, but really aren't. Now, our first thing that sounds dirty was submitted to us by our own musical coordinator, Johnny Caswell. And when Johnny isn't busy with the musical acts on our show, he can be found chugging coffee and downing all the donuts he can get. And after a full 90-minute show, Johnny doesn't waste any time on his way over to the Poo-Ping Palace. Right there, that's his favorite restaurant, gang. Okay? Yeah.
That's not really very funny, Dick, if you think about it.
Scooter, did you hear something again, Scooter? All right.
No, I didn't hear anything, Dick.
Okay, all right. Our next thing that sounds dirty, Barbara Perez from Glendale, California sent this in. It's our next dirty sounding word, and every year Barbara likes to vacation down in Hawaii, and the reason is that Barbara likes to be around a lot of hot spewing magma.
That's like lava, Dick, right?
I know it's lava, okay?
Hey,
All
Dick,
right.
who are you talking to?
Well, I don't know. Just a minute. Our final dirty sounder tonight comes from Steve Luxinger of Woodland Hills, California. Thanks, Steve. Steve likes to think of himself as a fancy dresser, but his friends just call him a...
Coxcomb. They call him a coxcomb, Dick.
Wait a minute. What the heck's going on? Folks, if you have things that sound dirty but really aren't, why don't you send them to us here in care of Camp Midnite? I've got an address for you. And the address is Camp Midnite, Post Office Box 189, Hollywood, California, 978. And you can fax them to us if you like, 818-843-FAXS. And if we've got any paper in the fax machine, we'll get that. All right? So that's what it is. Gosh, I don't know. You know, kind of talking with some disembodied voice from someplace across the pale usually gives me a tummy tremor. What do you say we order some food up, huh?
Great idea, Dick. I could eat.
Now quit it. Whoever you are, just quit it. We're going to order up food from Fancy's catering service. They've got a nice thing here. We're going to dial them up. I've got a link all set up here to dial and order up some goodies for all of us here tonight on Camp Midnite. The only show that I know of feeds their audience. So,
Fancy's?
Yes, hello, Fancy's. This is Camp Midnite. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Carolyn.
Well, Carolyn. Carolyn Ryder?
Well, Rydell.
Rydell, that's what I thought. You're the big boss there, aren't you?
Well, not quite the big boss. I have someone the boss is me around.
Oh, well, good. Well, she's not near the phone, so you can be the boss right now, Carolyn, okay?
Oh, that sounds
Hey, we'd
fine.
like, how about some hors d'oeuvres? You got some?
Oh, yes, we've got lots of hors d'oeuvres.
All right, does that sound pretty good, everybody? Send over a gob of hors d'oeuvres over here to Camp Midnite. We'd love to have them from Fancy's Catering, okay?
We'll send something nice.
All right, thank you, Carolyn. We'll look for you after a while.
Okay.
Good. Great.
Dick,
Food's coming, on its way.
Dick, did I mention that if you build it, he will come?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Build what? Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. What? Hold it. Wait, that's a stage of some sort. What the heck was that? Scooter. Did you see anything there, Scooter, for a moment?
I didn't see anything, Dick, but if you say so, I'll believe you.
All right, I think it's all coming together now. This voice that is speaking to me wants me to build an old-time vaudeville stage right here in our performance area. That's it. That has to be it. Scooter.
Now, Dick, isn't that going to make the show kind of hard to do for bands and the comedians if you build this in the middle?
I don't care. I don't care. The voice has told me. I think that's what it means. If you build it, he will come. I don't know who he is, but I just happen to have some hammer and boards here that I keep just for a situation like this. And I'm going to come over and work on this right now. Okay, Scooter? Just help me out here if you know. All right, we'll be back in just a minute, folks, okay?
Gee, Dick, you built a whole vaudeville stage right here in the middle of our performance area.
Scooter, I've created something that's perfect.
You didn't sand the edges very smooth.
Nearly perfect.
You know, someone could trip, fall, put their eye out.
All right, so I've created something that'll do, okay? All right.
What is it?
Oh, folks, Sybil Pipsplit from the USA Network, our executive in charge of the show.
Stop.
Well, you know, it's a vaudeville stage. I mean, what do you mean?
All right, look at me, because I'm going to tell you something very important. Do you understand ratings at all? Because even though Camp Midnite doesn't really get any, they're still very important. Now, you need this area for stand-up comics, for rock bands, God willing, for a woman modeling lingerie from time to time. We should be so lucky. So that would help, right? That's my point. Dick, if the ratings don't go up, my bosses are going to cancel your show.
I'm sorry. There's no way. Now, something deep inside my core told me to build this stage, and it's gonna stay.
Oh, for God's sake, Dick, you could have a girl in bicycle shorts doing sit-ups in this area. It's what the audience wants. You're just not trying, all right?
All right, okay, fine. You want a beautiful woman?
Yeah.
How about if I deliver Tawny Kitaen?
All right. If you give me Tawny Kitaen, I will call my bosses and see if they won't give you another shot. But in the meantime, you got to lose this stage.
I don't know. Grab the phone, Pippi, okay? Grab the phone. Yeah. So, Sybil, Pip Split wants a beautiful girl, huh? Okay. Luckily for me, I've got one standing by. She's an actress and a rock and roll wife, and she's got an awful neat name. Please welcome Tawny Kitaen. Tawny, we had no questions. We just wanted to look at you for a while. What do you think of the stage, huh?
It's a box.
What? No.
Yeah, it looks like a box.
There's a stage
it doesn't
there.
look like a stage.
Oh, Tawny,
Dick,
Tawny, I'm a
I'm
better
sorry.
carpenter than that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of carpentry, you've been in the midst of doing some building at your house.
Yeah.
Huh? What's going on with that?
Not a whole heck of a lot.
Isn't construction a scary thing to go
It's the
through?
worst. It is the absolute worst.
Yeah. What kind of horror stories have you had so far?
Well, I've been living in a hotel for about 6 months now because the refrigerator is late or the marble's lost or the contractor is like off in some foreign country. It's the worst. It's terrible. People have told me not to get into it, and I really wish I would have listened.
Well,
But
hotel living can be fun, but you can only order room service, what, 360 times or so, and that's it.
Right, right.
How's things going on Santa Barbara?
Great. I really enjoy working on that.
You see? Sure, yeah.
Do all you really watch Santa Barbara?
Sure they do, yeah.
This is very nice.
Sure, yes. Give them some more money out there.
Yeah, I'll pay
your
you later.
character is Lisa. Now, for someone the few who have never seen Santa Barbara, what kind of person is Lisa?
Lisa is a recovering alcoholic. Yeah, so I'm about to like slip any day.
Yeah.
I get my script at night and I wonder if they're going to make me drink the next day. I mean, because, you know, soap operas, they always, if you're in a relationship, you know that it's pretty soon that you're going to be out of the relationship. So I'm not drinking, and I think pretty soon they're going to have me start drinking.
How long do you have the script before it's time to shoot the piece, usually?
About 6 hours.
Do you?
Yeah. The night before.
I've had the script of this show for about a month, and I still don't understand it.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to mention something, but...
So I'm set on that.
Yeah, no
You know,
problem.
okay, well, besides the acting, you've also got some wonderful stories, because you're married to David Coverdale
Yes.
of Whitesnake.
Ooh, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Does David snore?
Yes, he does, as a matter of fact.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
How did you guys meet? I heard a story. Did it have something to do with
can
the
I hear
videos
it?
you shot?
No.
I heard the old street rumor is that you fell in love shooting the 3 videos for Whitesnake that you shot.
Well, we probably, I mean, we did fall in love doing that, but that's not where we met.
So how did this get started?
We met at a restaurant. Yeah.
Were you with other dates at the
I was
time?
with
Or
no.
anything
that would've
juicy?
been-
Anything to make that a good story?
No, not really. We're going to have to cut this one right there. We met at a restaurant, and he came up to my table and asked me if I'd like to have a cup of tea with him afterwards. And I did. And then we were supposed to have a date the next night. He stood me up.
Oh, and you could have called any of us. Tawny, we were right there. Well, how about, do you do any touring when Whitesnake goes out? Do you go with him at all?
He did 18 months last year.
What's it like being a rock and roll wife?
I'm a rock and roll widow, really, most of the time. I know, it is sad, isn't it? Oh, God. Hi, Scooter. Hi.
Scooter's a rock and roll widow also. Yeah.
I know, that's why I just said hi.
That made my life, Dick.
Yeah, really.
What's it like?
Any stories backstage? Any fun things go on?
Yes, I try to keep up my batting average backstage.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that you try to find the biggest bathroom that you can.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, I think it was. I got a Louisiana slugger.
Yeah.
And I had the road manager throw up oranges. Hit those suckers as far as you can.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
This is what rock and roll is all about.
It is, and you don't have to wait because someone else cleans it up, and you know, it's wonderful. Yeah. So we try to refrain from doing that at the house.
Well, speaking of baseball now, you know, and this Field of Dreams thing we've been talking about, I don't mean to knock at this thing all the time, or we'll be looking for money from the movie producers, but you have a baseball story about not Field of Dreams, but some kind of baseball situation you want to talk about?
Dick, That was just it.
Well, that was the baseball story?
That was the baseball story.
Okay, I thought it was... I didn't realize it was going to take part in the bathroom. Yeah. Didn't realize it was going to be in a bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you... Let me see.
All right, you folks at home, put your tape on pause for just a minute. All right, we'll be no. What was it? A bachelor? I saw you in Bachelor Party. I think that's where I first fell in love with you in Bachelor Party. Remember that one? Yeah. You played such a great innocent-like fiance. Is that what you really like?
Yeah.
With those dimples, she couldn't be any other way, could she? Huh?
Well, it was, yes and no. I mean, that's part of my personality.
Well, tell us this now, really.
Yeah, okay.
Because I know you're a nice person, but really tell us. Tom Hanks, he's really a bad guy to work for, isn't he? Can we start? He's nice, too?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I hate to tell you this.
What the heck is happening?
I mean, no,
in this
believe
industry?
me, I have worked with some people. Well, one person in particular, a guy that was not, but I will not tell you who it was.
Do we have his
I can't.
initials?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Well, no, it's not that.
How about his first initial? First initial.
And, well, then you could just go to the video store and
Two-syllable word. Okay. Oh, we're at it.
It's a one-syllable word.
A one-syllable word?
The first name, and that's all I'm giving away. And it's not that he wasn't a nice guy. He just didn't shower on a regular basis. Oh. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I did not know I was going to get into that, Dick.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, you are a wonderful individual to start our show off and a pleasure to look at. And what I'd like for you to do, see back behind us here? We have the Cup Wall of Fame back here. We have people sign our cups because we can't afford the expensive stuff like our Centennial can, but we've got Styrofoam. Sign and bite a cup for us, if you would.
Like I do at home.
You do it at home? She does it at home! Whoa! All right, well, here it is. Here's your cup. Here's your pen. Tawny Kitaen, would you sign that for us? Just take that right there and sign it right now. Okay.
Do I sign it, then bite it?
Sign it and then bite it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That way we'll always have your dental impressions.
Okay.
There she is, Tawny Kitaen.
Go the distance.
The voice. What?
Go the distance, Dick. Go for it.
Go the distance. I don't know. I don't think she. Go the distance. I'm gonna trust the voice again. Now, Tawny, come over here. Go the distance. Let me whisper something here. Ah! Okay. All right. Okay. Tawny Kitaen, everybody.
Yeah.
There she goes. Okay. That's all right. Okay. We'll be back in a minute. Make that an hour. Tom Kenny coming up later on our show. Also, Jesse the Body Ventura will be here, too.
Hey, Dick,
Scooter,
there's a man on your stage.
Wow. Wait a minute. Look at this.
Everybody do the Charleston. Kiss your sugar, then you stomp again. Everybody do the Charleston now. Shave and a haircut.
Good golly, I don't believe it. Man, Scooter, the voice was right. I built it, and he came.
It's incredible.
Yeah. You're Stubby Funt, legendary vaudevillian song and dance man. You are Stubby Funt, aren't you?
Oh, you betcha boingy boingy, Bobby Boyo. Is this heaven?
No, this is Camp Midnite.
Ah, it's like heaven to me. It's like having your mother-in-law visit for a week. So who are you, Flo Ziegfeld?
No, I'm Dick Wilson.
Oh, Dick Wilson. It must be hell. Thank you, ladies and germs. I'll be opening next week in Atlantic City, and if I knew Atlantic City, I'll be weak for a month. Oy, 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 oy. So, hey, why don't you come up here and hoof with me, kid? Come on. Come on up here.
May I?
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Man, I'm doing the old shuffle off the buffalo with Stubby Funt.
He's just crazy about me. Oh, it feels so good to hoof again. Hey, listen, can I come back here, huh?
Would you come back?
Oh, positively, Mr. Wilson absolutely screwed up Peach.
Funt, ladies and gentlemen. Good golly. Well, my next guest was born too late for vaudeville, but he's logged as many miles as any vaudevillian has in a comedy circuit. He's played from San Francisco to London and everywhere in between. Let's get together now and welcome funny man Tom Kenny. Tom, what up?
Yeah. How you doing, man? Cheers. All right, this is happening. I know these are throwing you off. Don't worry, I do have to wear glasses. You probably figured that out. Nobody wears 8 pounds of plastic on their face for no apparent reason. Not like I walked into Sears and took these off a shelf. Say, these will get me laid. Not bad. Watch out, girls. Biff Hunkley is now on the loose. Engineer of the Nookie train. Choo-choo. Next stop, Nirvana. I do have really bad vision. I can burn creatures on other planets if I hold these up to the sun just right. I went in for contact lenses once in my life. It was the first time I realized how bad my vision really was, man. A guy comes out of his office, Tom, your contacts are ready, but they're both this big. Is that a problem for you? There you go. A little bit of saline solution, that'll feel like part of your eye, really. I feel like Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes right now. Don't ask me why. Colonel Hogan, 13 days in the cooler, Hogan. I think of all the Nazi situation comedies involving the Holocaust, Hogan's Heroes is probably the finest one, and I'm going out on a limb saying that. But, wow, I thought this was going to be kind of weird, but I like it. I feel right at home here. I think as I look around this stage, and it reminds me of every project that my dad never quite got around to finishing at our house. And that's what it looks like. This is our house. Looks like this all the time. My dad was Johnny Project Head, always starting things and never finishing them. I think I'll turn the basement into a rumpus room for the kids. Oh, the hell with it. I'm not good with my hands. Why do I even try? Okay, Dad. So let's see. I grew up Catholic. I do still like the Pope. I think the Pope has the coolest car in the world. That is like happening wheels, man. And they call it the Pope-mobile. That's even better. Quick, Robin, to the Pope-mobile. Got to slide down the Pope pole into the Pope cave. Get in the Pope-mobile. Alfred, tidy up the Pope cave. The Cardinals are coming over. The Pope-mobile is happening. Isn't that a Tupperware phone booth on wheels that he cruises around in? Seals in the holiness. It's Poperware. I love that thing. I don't know, for some perverse reason, every time I see the Pope driving around on that thing in the news, I always want to see lottery balls blowing around inside there with him, don't you? Maybe some popcorn. Yeah. Oh, this is pretty darn unbelievable. I don't watch a lot of TV, unlike most comics. I never really watched Geraldo until I heard that he got hit in the face with a chair. Now I tune in every day just in case it happens again. You know, I want to be there. I'm bummed out I missed it the first time. I tuned in the next day. Geraldo had the gall to act, he acted indignant about what had happened on the show the day before. That cracked me up. Came out with that entire roll of sympathy tape wrapped around his head. You know, I'd like to apologize to my viewers. Things got out of control and I don't know how it happened. Don't know how it happened. It's like, Geraldo, I don't want to be rude, but you had moron white supremacists and black activists on the same program. Gene, who knew there'd be trouble at that soiree? I don't get it. Those Nazi skinheads are usually such amiable sorts. Open-minded, willing to discuss things. It's crazy. Oh, it truly is the field of dreams, isn't it? I hate those kind of movies that, like, try to convince us that baseball is beautiful and poetic. I used to know a guy like that. Tom, you know, you make fun of it, but when baseball's being played right, it's like a ballet. When everything's going right, it's like watching a beautiful ballet. I've never seen Mikhail Baryshnikov do this before he goes into Swan Lake, and it never happened. Uh-oh, time for that tough pirouette. Better scratch my groin. Okay, there we go. My favorite baseball story of all time still holds the record is when Doc Ellis used to pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Came out on 60 Minutes and admitted that in 1973 he pitched a no-hitter while tripping on acid. That's pretty amazing. You know, a little bit easier to do when you're getting advice from your own glove, I know. Pitch a slider this time, Doc. Go for the slider. Right? It's still a pretty amazing thing. I wonder if they interviewed him in the game, after, in the dressing room after the game. It had to be pretty amazing. Love to have that on tape. So, Doc, what goes through your mind during a no-hitter? Well, if I can just get the ball past the guy with the wings and a lizard head, I'll be okay. Okay, Doc, you're scaring the hell out of me. I gotta go. It'd be a great thing to have on tape. You get a VCR, suddenly you'll tape anything. You'll tape movies that you would never pay a quarter to see when they were in the theaters. I find that frightening. I used to have great taste in movies. You know, start out great. I go into the video store and things are cool. You know, hi, you got Amadeus, you got Out of Africa, you got The Killing Fields. No, they're not in. Ooh, Big Butt Biker Mom is on crack, part 13. I'll take this. Oh, this will be great. Got the Geraldo chair bashing on tape. We got to see this. Geraldo, one thing that he did do, he made America pit bull conscious. He broke the whole pit bull thing way back then, didn't he? I never heard of a pit bull till everybody was talking about Geraldo. He had the best pit bull show ever, man. He had 3 people on there all paneling, saying that he went down the line and made them talk about their pit bull story. Did you see that? Made them go into graphic detail about their pit bull attack. And one guy actually said that he was walking down the street to work, suddenly from out of nowhere, a raging mad pit bull just launched itself at his groin and just hung there. And I know that can ruin your whole day if you're a guy, can't it? Yeah, what a way to start the day. Oh, great! Oh, listen, I'm already late for work, and now look! Oh, boy, another red-letter day for Earl Hoopley. Damn it! You guys have been a lot of fun. I think I'll end on a canine penis joke. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Tom. All right. Hey, there you go. Have a microphone.
Wow. Oh, I do.
Yeah, put that baby on there. Yeah, yeah, just plug in there. Plug in, Tom.
I don't know if I can do this. I need Bob Vila to help me out with this. Okay, this old microphone.
Yeah, work that on there.
Oh, well, Bob Vila would have a ball in this place, I think.
Wouldn't he? Yeah,
he would. It's sweeps week, even for PBS. So I saw Bob Vila's big season-ending cliffhanger. It was unbelievable. Oh no, too much primer on the table. It continued next week. Oh boy.
I'm glad to see you're feeling okay, because I know you had a little bit of an incident coming over here.
I did. You know, I almost didn't make it, man. I flew in. I flew in from San Francisco, and I was attacked in the airport bathroom by skinheads.
Oh.
And you know, people don't believe me, but I did bring the photo. But they seem to be good skinheads. They had the right idea. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I think they're lightening up. You know, they're rethinking their ideas.
Seems to be a little bit of change in the feel, I think.
Yeah, people think I drew it on myself, but no way. You know. And Morton, if you are watching, next time you do that, use a straight edge. It was a little crooked. All right? Just want to tell you.
Well, hey, how's things going in the career? How you doing?
It's going great, man. I mean, just things are happening so fast. I've got a sitcom pilot that's going to be on ABC. Hopefully they'll pick it up, knock on wood.
Got a name yet? What do you look for?
It's called A Bird in the Hand. I've got, I know, sounds stupid, and it is. And I've got a featured part in the upcoming Batman movie from Warner Brothers.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing?
Most importantly, my lovely wife, Denise, gave birth to a 7-pound baby boy just 3 days ago.
Well, I'll be darned. Yeah. Remarkable.
Dick,
yeah.
None of that actually happened. I
really?
just made it up. Yeah, none of that is happening.
For a talk show, though, it sounds good.
I don't even have a wife named Denise.
Really? Is this for...
And, but I was just BSing you, and I did. But I will be appearing at Smokey's Chuckle House in the Midwest next week, so things are going darn good. Boy, I really got you by the short hair.
You had me there. I thought we really had a guest on the show.
What a zany jokester I am, huh?
Yeah. What do you... Are you ever off? You're on all the time. What are you doing when you slow down in your spare time?
I never sleep. I hear it's very nice. I hear it's a really cool thing. Oh, boy. So this is, what do you think? Do you believe it?
I like this. I think you should try it all the time.
Stranger things have happened, man. The Midget Man missile, man, our new missile system, 70 seconds after launch, blew up. And then the Air Force spokesman came on the air and called it a qualified success. That's like planning a vacation to Europe and being really happy if you make it out of the driveway, you know? Woo! All right, cool.
Tom, I tell you what, I don't. Can you sign your name? Are you okay? You okay on signing the cup here for us?
Yeah. Do I get to? Can I take a bite out of Tawny Kitaen-The?
Why don't you just kiss that part where she had her lip on?
Oh yeah, swap and spit with a heavy metal star's wife. That's real safe.
There you go. Careful now.
Yeah.
It's Tom Kenny on Camp Midnite. There you go, Tom. Sign her up there, man.
Thanks.
All right, here he is. We'll be back in just a moment with more.
If you won't be good to me, hit it! Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Honey, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, darling, you lose me. I'll never be alone. So telephone and tell me I's your...
Wow. Incredible. Oh. Stubby Funt, you're back. I can't believe it.
Oh, well, you betcha, stunkin' Sammy Schlumer. Oh, I tell you, I love the pinch of tap shoes laced with piano wire, the roar of the grease paint, the smell of the crowd. Hey, Dick, you ever take a coconut cream pie, bring it up into your face, and go,
No, I can't say I have.
Oh, of course you haven't, because you're too busy with your sophisticated humor, your political jokes, and your head doctor jokes, and it's you, and me, instead of you for me, and me for you, and all for one, and three for a dollar, and four for four.
Wait a minute, Stubby. No, I think just my generation wanted something a little different. We wanted a new kind of humor.
Hey, there's only one kind of humor. Funny humor, huh? You know, a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants. You know what I mean? Hey, but I'll tell you something. And also, sounds and words with the sound chach in them. You know, chach? It's very funny. Chach. Can you say that? Chach. Yes.
Well, sure, Stubby. I mean, maybe now that I'm a little older, maybe I think a little differently about these things, and I'll agree with you. You know, I would be honored if you would come over and sign and bite a cup with me, and then we can put it on our wall, please?
Oh, well, I'll be happy to.
Yeah, or a cup, please. Come and sign a cup with me, if you would, huh? Yeah.
I don't think I can come over there, huh?
Well, of course, because, see, if you leave this stage, then you'll disappear from this plane of physical existence.
No, if I leave the stage, I'll fall 4 feet and break my hip. You know, which is terrible, because I'm sure that you should have read the papers. That's how I died in the first place. You know, I break my hip, get pneumonia, then boom, all of a sudden Stubby's taking a dirt nap. Well, I'll tell you something. I'm sure, though, that you think that breaking your hip is a stroll in the park, but it's not. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. Hey, but wait a minute. Since I can't come over there... Why don't you come over to my place? Why don't you come over and play? I've got some playthings, a dolly or two. I live in the house across the way.
Stubby Funt!
God. Thank you very much.
God.
I think I'll just take a little seat here.
Well, how about can you do that California thing again for me?
Oh, sure. California, here I come. Right back where I started from.
What are you doing?
Well, Sybil, I'm watching the show. What do you mean?
What, Scooter Peach playing the piano is the show?
Hey, if you're criticizing my keyboards, I'll kill you.
Sorry, Scooter.
Wait a minute, Sybil. You mean to tell me that you cannot see Stubby Funt?
Yeah, Dick, I see Stubby Funt. And I see Al Jolson, and I see Jerry Lewis playing Cinderfella. All I see is an empty carnival stage and a network that's about to replace your show with reruns of the new Munsters.
Well, Sybil.
Okay, please. Now work with me, all right? Just get things taken care of, and by the time I get back, if that stage isn't gone, I'll torch it myself. You've got a really good guest backstage. Just bring him out and talk to him.
All right, Sybil. Okay.
Hey, who's the dame?
Well, Sybil Pipslit. She's my boss, actually, is what she is. Would you like to meet her?
No, I don't need another dame in my life. You know, I was in bed the other day with acute hepatitis. Tonight I'm going to be in bed with the other hepatitis. They're both cute, the hepatitis sisters.
I'd love that one.
Thanks a lot.
Stubby Funt.
Well, I think I'm going to take a seat over here, huh?
Oh, Stubby Funt, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. He's actually here with us. I love that hepatitis joke. I grew up on that hepatitis joke. Well, welcome back to the world of reality for just a moment at my little desk here, at least. Or is it? Because, see, my next guest, if you were to read his resume, it almost reads like a fantasy. He's a wrestler, an actor, a rock star, and we'll find out more. Please welcome Jesse the Body Ventura. Yeah! Jesse! All right! Woo! There's your microphone right there, okay? Never sit down before the big guy. Remember that. Just a little something you remember as you go along here. Have a seat.
Yeah, I can tell this ain't Arsenio. It's not padded.
Yeah, we're down to the base here, the base stuff here. Okay, let's test the audience right here real quick. I want you to holler out, what's the beer commercial he's in? Just give me the brand. What is it, huh?
Tastes great. Tastes great. Tastes great. Tastes great. Who is that guy?
Please.
June 8th, you'll find out who he is. I don't even know.
Really? This is the story. This whole deal. That was quite an involved production, it looked like. How long did it take you to do that commercial?
We shot that commercial. It took 8 days to do it, and it was 7 a.m. to 7 at night, 12 hours a day. So we worked pretty hard on it. They shot it in Vegas and then in Los Angeles at the Olympic Auditorium.
Yeah. You like doing that kind of work, that kind of stuff? It's pretty.
Yeah, I like it. I just sometimes get a little bit irritated with the hurry up and wait aspect of Hollywood. Yeah. It's a lot like the military. They hurry you there at 6 in the morning and then you wait till 10 to do something.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that's what they do out here. They like to do that.
Well, the military was good to you. You're a Navy guy, right?
Yeah, I was a Navy SEAL.
All right, yeah.
And, in fact, I just had a class reunion down in Coronado, California. I graduated in what they call BUDS, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training, Class 58, and Class 158 just graduated. So the Navy kind of opened up its doors to all us ex-heathens that used to do that. And we went down to the graduation and then pretended we were 19 years old and went out drinking straight shots of tequila that night and almost got in barroom fights.
Yeah, how'd you feel the next morning, huh? Did you feel 19 the next morning?
Sure, I felt great for that weekend. About Tuesday, though, it hit me.
Yeah.
You know, but
when you're diving, how deep you go usually?
The deepest I ever dove in the military was 212 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know? What happens at 213 feet? I mean, what?
Nothing different than 212, really. You have dive tables with charts that tell you how long you can go down, and then at what point you have to decompress and what level underwater, depending on your depth where you're at.
You still do any of that at all?
No, I haven't dove since I got out, which was 1973.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got a great wrestling career behind you, and
behind me. Emphasize that.
Yeah, behind him. Okay. Yeah. What, you're still involved in the wrestling world?
Yeah, I do the color commentating for the World Wrestling Federation, and that keeps me busy in between films. So then you don't have to wait tables. You know, because you know how it works out here. The unemployed actors, they're all waiters and waitresses, and so I have wrestling to fall back on, and it keeps me in the limelight enough to where I hear the cheers of the crowd occasionally, so I really don't miss not climbing in there, although there's been a lot of speculation that people want me to come back out of retirement and take Hogan's title from him. But I'll just say to that that it's a possibility depending on where they want to go in 7 figures.
There you go.
You know,
yes. I'll be going along with you on that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, too, if I did do it and take his title from him, I will then be known as the Sugar Ray Leonard of wrestling, because I'll retire again the next day after I win the title.
There you go.
So, because, no, I have no desire to do it. 11 years was long enough.
Yeah.
Did
you ever get really hurt bad?
Yeah, I dislocated my clavicle, which is the bone right up here on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Totally blew that out. I had knee surgery. I had my nose broke more times than I can remember. And, you know, and if I'd have known all this beforehand, that, you know, someday I could have been a movie star if I wouldn't have did all that.
Well, you've been a movie star, though. You were in Predator.
The Running Man, too.
Yes, and The Running Man,
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand in Predator you worked with Arnold and did some consulting in the thing.
Well, what I did with Arnold mainly was consult him when we were shooting Predator, was when Arnold was going to marry Maria Shriver. Well, I've never.
What kind of consulting?
Well, I worked with Arnold on the most important line of his life, which was "I do." And you know, I told Arnold, you have to project from the diaphragm. Arnold, you're going to be up at Hyannisport. You know, it's going to be packed with all the Kennedys and the Shrivers, and you're going to be the staunch Republican in amongst all these Democrats. So I said, you're going to have to project yourself. So I would work on him behind the rocks and in the jungle down in Mexico when we were filming.
Getting him to say that word,
Getting him to do it right, you know. Arnold can be thick-headed at times. And, you know, so someone has to guide him, and, as he said in Pumping Iron, give him the right advices.
I want you to say hello to Cleveland out there, because they're special people to you. Now, why is Cleveland special to you, Jesse?
Well, believe it or not, I've bad-mouthed Cleveland many, many times on WWF broadcasts. In fact, I had to spend a Thanksgiving in Cleveland, and the press asked me, how does it feel spending Thanksgiving in Cleveland? And at the time, Bob Golick was playing for the Browns, who's a good friend of mine, and I quoted to the press, I said, being in Cleveland on Thanksgiving makes me thankful that Bob Golick lives here and I don't. And so the Cleveland press didn't take too good to that, I guess. But no, I was there, and they made May 10th Jesse the Body Ventura Day in Cleveland, because I'm now work for the Food and Drug Administration, speaking out against the use of anabolic steroids. Mm-hmm. And
all right.
Thank you. And so I went and spoke to the young people at a couple junior highs and high schools in the Cleveland area about the dangers of using steroids, that it's a quick fix and that you're tampering with your life, that they'll kill you as much as cocaine will or anything like that. And I think that our, shall we say, law enforcement or whatever at times tends to turn their back because if it deals with athletes.
Yeah.
You know, we don't like to take these role models and find out that they're abusing drugs, which it is happening.
Yeah.
And the worst part is now is it's filtering down into the high school and the junior high level with what I think is a problem with our society, the will to win.
Well, thank you for
willing to do anything to win. Yeah. And I just don't feel that lifting 700 pounds is worth not seeing your grandchildren over.
All right. Thank you, Jesse Ventura. Yeah. Please, would you mind, would you sign and bite a cup for us, Jesse?
Sure. Well, you know, I went to one of Tawny's husband's rock shows. I had an overnight stay in Memphis one time, and Whitesnake was with Great White in a double rock thing there, and so I got in backstage.
Oh, so you hit some oranges backstage with Tawny, probably.
No, I didn't. They weren't doing it. I'd have loved to, you know, but I didn't see anyone doing that night.
Well, sign it up and bite it for us, Jesse.
Ease his pain. Ease his pain.
Ease his pain. Did you say ease his pain?
Huh?
You didn't say ease his pain?
Ease his pain.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Jesse Ventura, folks. I'm hearing something else. Ease his pain. Welcome back to Camp Midnite, folks. Ease his pain. All right, I'm going to take a shot at this, but I think I understand what the ease his pain means. Scooter, I think the voice is telling me that I am supposed to go and get William F. Buckley and bring him back to this studio.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Of course. I mean, Scooter, I mean, sure, William F. Buckley, one of the foremost political commentators of our day. I mean, people haven't seen him a lot recently, and very few people know that his TV show Firing Line is not on any longer, and what he does now is he's a bartender down at a waterfront dive down in San Pedro. And I got to go get him, all right? I got to go get him.
Hey, what are we going to do while you're gone?
Stubby, take it away!
California, here I come, right back where I started from, where bowers of flowers bloom in the sun.
I don't know what William Buckley has to do with this, but I remember a TV interview where he said, I always wanted to be a little rascal. William F. Buckwheat playing hooky from school. Funnier than doo-doo.
What do I say to him? See, he's in a waterfront bar. Hi, Mr. Buckley. I'm Dick Wilson.
Hey, Mr. Buckley, how you doing? Dick Wilson here. Camp Midnite?
Oh, yeah, like he watches cable.
Hey, Billy boy, Dick man here.
Ahoy, Bill. Avast, matey. Haul your colors or I'll fire into you.
So I was skippering a sardine jack at Monterey when the stop and watch asked me to settle a bet about whether the Federalist Papers were the cornerstone of representative democracy as conceived by our founding fathers, or in fact, merely just so much mackerel guts.
Excuse me, Mr. Buckley? Mr. Buckley? Excuse me, sir.
Good heavens. No, young man, I simply haven't the time to explain the secret of Reaganomics, and I certainly don't know whether Jesse Jackson should be mayor of Washington, D.C.
No, Mr. Buckley, you once wrote, when one interviews a guest, if that guest is not forthcoming, then by all that is holy, hit them with a bologna sausage.
Good Lord. You're a talk show host, aren't you? Back. Get back, I say. Back to your grubby little set. I have no more questions. I have no more insights.
Mr. Buckley, who's on first?
What?
No, what's on second?
I don't know.
No, that's the name of the guy on third.
You're not going to go away, are you?
Mr. Buckley, do you serve crabs here?
We serve anyone, sir.
Do you have pig's feet? Really? Well, where do you get your shoes?
Very well, young man. I'm listening.
If I were to tell you that at this moment, Stubby Funt was doing a George M. Cohan medley in my performance area, what would you say?
I would say, where's your studio?
So why'd you quit? Well, I found I was growing weary of the East End intellectuals. In fact, the entire political establishment I found rather dreary. In fact, the observation of societal mores, as it happened, held far less fascination for me than for, say, the gutting of a halibut and punching him in the eye to stun him, which was very, very exhilarating. Of course, Martin Heidegger said it best when he quipped, "Wir betreten Feuertrunken Hirsche ein Heiligtum," which is a very droll sort of offhand comment, to which later Winston Churchill responded, "Madam, if I were your husband, I'd take it."
Yeah, Churchill, what a card.
Of course, it goes back all the way to Pliny the Elder, who originally said, "Ecce hominum dentis est," which roughly translated means, "and so I bit him." It all depends, of course, on what you find funny, whether it be the farce of a Molière, or perhaps the urbane witticisms of a George Bernard Shaw, or perhaps the spit takes of a Charlie Callis, which, of course, goes all the way back to the beginnings of laughter and the need for humor, which began with, oddly enough,
of course, that of course brings up my favorite bit of theirs, which of course was the punchline, "Dave's not here," which rather, I believe, proves my point that of the two, Cheech was the funny one.
I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you. I'd say it was Chong.
No. Chong was a buffoon. Cheech, on the other hand, was a genius.
Oh, fine. So what do you want?
I want to pour drinks and tell fish stories. I want to stop doing political commentary and have the voters make up their own minds for a change. I would like them to formulate their own opinions and leave me the hell alone.
No. I mean, no. What do you want? I mean, the food is here from Fancy's Catering. The food is here, everybody. Huh? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. Matter of fact, let's invite Carolyn Rydell out. Carolyn from Fancy's Catering, come on out here and tell us what we've got. Hi there, welcome to Camp Midnite.
Thank you.
Carolyn, well, let's just start over here and tell us what we have across the table.
Well, this is pasta loaf. Delicious.
Okay.
Deviled eggs and pickled pinwheels. Artichoke canopies with shrimp. Artichoke cheese canopies and an assortment of, I'm trying to think what they are.
I had one. They've got wonderful stuff inside of them, you know?
Kind of
avocado type stuff?
No, cream puff with egg and different kinds of fillings.
Well, that sounds good. We'll have one in a moment. And I guess you do a lot of this kind of catering work. We have a phone number, I think, that we can show if you'd like to call Fancy's Catering and have some of this good stuff over. There it is, 213-438-2319. Is that right?
That's right.
That's a good number. Carolyn, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to having it. Thanks for being on Camp Midnite. There she goes. All right. Well, I tell you what, you know, we're going to eat here in just a moment. Like, it's just as if we can't take all the time ourselves to fill this in with real funny stuff on this show. The USA Network says you've got to try to get a video in there some way. So let's do our network stipulation video. Tonight, it is She Gives Me Love. So come on, the Godfathers are doing it. Come on up and eat, everybody. Let's go. Don't be shy. Yeah, there they go, the Godfathers on Camp Midnite. Look at these happy folks enjoying some of that Fancy's Catering right now, huh? A little special thing, yeah, pretty good, huh? I do their shoes while we're waiting here. We'll be back in just a minute with more Camp Midnite. You said black polish? Okay. Okay, go.
You know, if you never met my wife, you're lucky. She's a French woman from beyond the Alps. And beyond the Alps lie more Alps. And the Lord helps those that helps themselves. It's women like her that make men like me like women like her. You know, when I look at her blue eyes, I know she's true to the Army. Fortunately, I hope it remains a standing Army. You know, fortunately, France has no Navy, but everyone has qualms. Hopefully, there's steam qualms. Never mind. reminds me of a song. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my
Really, really very extraordinary. I haven't seen anything like it since Jean Kirkpatrick sang My Ding-a-ling for the United Nations Security Council talent night.
Yeah.
Really quite extraordinary.
I used to sing the old shaving cream song when I was in college.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to college? I find that hard to believe.
Hey, Dickle-Do, who's the sailor boy here, huh?
Oh, Stubby, sure. Well, the gentleman Stubby on my left is William F. Buckley.
Actually, Dick, I'm to your right. In point of fact, far to your right. It's sort of a political joke, you see.
Oh, yeah.
Being sort of witticism I want to...
Well, I'll tell you, it's a pleasure to meet you. Put it there, pal, huh? Hey, you're out of your league, sonny boy. Leave the yachts to Uncle Stubby.
An actual, authentic, Jolly Joy buzzer. Quite extraordinary.
Hey, Dickle, listen.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder if I could bring some people along here, you know, because the Dutch farmer and the doctor's daughter joke doesn't go good with only one guy here.
You mean you could bring some friends also with you?
Does Rose Kennedy own a black dress? Huh? Of course I can bring friends of mine with me. You know, who knows? Jack Benny, Edgar Bergen. Wait a minute. Maybe even Mr. Danny Kaye. I like that fast-talking thing he does. With the flingle, with the boingle, with the headle, and the headle, and the hoodle, and the headle, and the hoddle.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, you know? And, oh, but I'll tell you one thing, though. It's incredible because Mr. Danny Kaye and Mr. George Burns was going to make it today, but unfortunately, he's not dead yet, so guess it doesn't count.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Interesting. You know, I wonder what it is, Dick, that made it possible for this miracle to occur on your show.
Why did it happen here? I have a thought about that. You see, when I was young, my father always wanted me to get into shtick, you know? I mean, I grew up on the Susquehanna Hat Company routine. I mean, we were doing it around the house all the time. And, you know, finally, comedy just kind of became a chore for me. And by the time I was 14 years old, I know my dad had asked me to pull his finger one too many times. And since then, it's been all serious stuff for me as far as humor goes. It's been intellectual, cerebral stuff, like things that sound dirty but really aren't.
Yes, I see. So now, the arrival of Stubby Funt has piqued your interest in slapstick comedy. But pray tell, why have I been summoned here?
Well, you know, I wondered about that. I was thinking that maybe it's because you're a snappy dresser, maybe because you influence the political scene, maybe it's because you're a gifted debater.
Damn it, Dick, I'm losing my mind. You still have this thing here. It serves no useful purpose.
Now, Sybil...
pardon me, madam. When you say no useful purpose, do you mean that in a merely functional or in an aesthetic sense?
I mean, in terms of that there's nobody watching this show.
I see. So then, in other words, you measure artistic merit solely in terms of financial gain.
That's it! That's the reason you're here. You're here to debate the network.
Madam, perhaps you're unfamiliar with Voltaire's dictum, quel dommage, la plume de ma tante est disparue. In other words, that was no woman, that was my wife.
Look, please, I have 90 minutes to program. I've got a bunch of sponsors who really want to be pleased with my work, and I've got a board of directors breathing down my neck.
I see. So in other words, where once were vertebrae is now a tangle from constant kissing at an awkward angle.
No, I'm trying to save this show here. I mean, is nobody listening to me because I feel like I'm doing... Whoa!
Sybil, what is it?
I'm having a heart attack. Okay, I get nervous and I get anxious.
Call 911, somebody. Call 911. Is there a doctor in the house? All right, please. Oh my God, Sybil, are you all right?
Water because I can't.
Water, get her some water over here.
When did this song and dance man get here?
Hello there, Toots. Let me introduce myself. Stubby Funt's the moniker. Notice you got some billing troubles, huh? I'll tell you something. You know, in the afterlife, they got a lot of hoofers over there if you need some.
Yeah, see? Don't lose this show, Dick. Don't let this show get canceled.
Okay, I won't.
We could do a sitcom with these guys.
That's right. There are lots of comics in the afterlife looking for work, too. We could call it The Afterlife.
Well, USA's The Afterlife.
Wow. How do they do that? God, man, I'm wiped out. What do we want to do? Guys, what's up next? What's happening, huh? That wiped me out, them walking off.
Commercial.
All right, okay. We'll be back in just a minute at Camp Midnite, folks. I can't believe it. Stubby Funt. to the Camp Midnite experience here on the USA Network. You know, have you ever tried to write a love letter to somebody special? I know when I have. You know, what happens to me is I have all the emotion there, but when I set my pen down to the paper, what comes out looks like a trucker's logbook of some sort. But there's a lady who can help us as our next guest. She has a company called Love Letters Incorporated, and I think she can help. Let's bring her out, Martine Grieber. See you. There you go. Here's a little something to put on. It's called a microphone. I don't know what they do with them, but they tell us to put it on when you come out. You know, I don't know. I think you've stumbled on something great here, because there's a lot of us who can't write the words that we want to say. How did you get into this, writing love letters for other people?
Well, I've been a writer all my life, and in college I started writing love letters for people and started doing speeches, and found that people had a hard time articulating their own emotions, and I just ended up sort of helping, and then I started charging a little bit, and ended up writing for newspapers and magazines and a PR company, and about a year and a half ago thought that maybe letters for all occasions could be marketed in the same way that flowers are, and took it from there.
Well, what makes a good love letter? What kind of tips would you give people as far as writing it?
I think sincerity is real important. I think that's really what touches the heart, as opposed to all this flowery, schmaltzy stuff and maybe a touch of humor. I think sincerity touches my heart the most. Those are the things that really end up being framed.
So something like, you are like the 7 seas, and I don't want to hang over the rail. That probably wouldn't be too good.
I think we would toss that in the,
probably would toss that one out.
Can, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I may have to call you for help then. Well, how do you help the people? How does this work?
Well, we offer 2 options, and you can choose from our selection of pre-written letters for all occasions, done in calligraphy, and they're personalized with your name and salutation, or you can have a letter written just for you. Yeah. And in that case, you would tell me a few thoughts about the situation, a few of your feelings, and I would write up something for you, and call you on the phone, read it to you, and upon your approval, we send it out, rolled up, tied with a ribbon in a tube.
Sounds great. You must have come up with a lot of different kind of situations. What's some of the stranger ones you've had to write for?
We've had quite a few. I think one that comes to mind that was probably the most unusual is a guy called me up not too long ago who was at a movie theater one night, and in front of him, he said, was the woman of his dreams. Well, the problem was, instead of just going up to her and meeting her, he had a date with him. So he sort of felt it was fate, and she was standing in front of him in line as he was admiring her. She was sitting in front of him in the movie theater, and as he was coming out, she was getting into the car, so he felt maybe there was something to that. And he happened to get the driver's license, the license plate of her car, and of her friend's car actually, and got a private detective on it. And found, the guy actually sounded pretty, regular when he called me up, and he got the friend's address and wanted me to send a letter to her.
Did it work?
I don't think so. Actually, we'd sent a little note in the tube to the friend saying, this is a letter to your friend, and maybe it was a case of a jealous friend, I don't know. But
a lot of strange situations. What'd you bring with you? What have we got to look at here?
Well, I brought a selection of letters that we read to people over the phone, and people can choose from these, such as if you have, love situation, apology for an argument, proposal for marriage, happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Well, this is kind of fancy print here on this. You print these out on computer, I guess.
Computer and PostScript laser printer.
Yeah. And how many do you think you've written over the years?
Oh.
Tons and tons of them here. Yeah.
Hundreds.
Folks, are you in love yourself? Have you written letters yourself to somebody? Do your letters work?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
I just got married, so
well, they work very finely. Yeah, too. Very good. I think we have somebody from the audience that has something in mind, right? I believe, yes. Sir, come on down here. I know I was talking to a fellow before the show when I knew you were coming on, and we chatted a little bit about it. Let's give him a round of applause. He walked all the way up from the audience. This is commitment. Flip that on to the Phi or the Delta, or right in the middle.
Phi Delta Theta.
There you go. What's your name?
Gary.
Well, Gary, meet Martine Grieber.
How you doing, Martine? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
You have a problem, huh?
It's somewhat of a problem. There's a girl that I kind of like a friend of mine, and I like to maybe make it more than a friendship. So I'd like to kind of maybe have Martine help me write a letter here and see if we can work something out over there.
What kind of situations have you experienced with this girl up to now? Have you?
It's been mostly friends, going out with other people as friends. It's always been a group, and I like to take her away from the group, and I show her what a great guy I really am.
All right. Well, There's the story, folks, right now. Now, Martine, we did let her in on this story just prior to this show, and I believe you have prepared something. So let's hear it for the first time.
Her name is Amy.
Yeah.
Dear Amy, I have secretly wished for an evening alone with you, but I don't dare ask, not yet. There's something about you, perhaps your sincerity. Maybe it's the way you told me to get lost. I find your independence exciting. A quality the few possess. From a distance, you have filled my nights with laughter, a certain warmth that touches my heart when I least expect it. If only you would allow me the opportunity to exchange ideas over candlelight pizza and a beer. We've only shared a friendship until now, but perhaps you will take another look. You have captured my interest like no other. Gary.
All right, what do you think, huh? Whoa. Hey! Man.
Cross my fingers.
God.
Cross my fingers.
Gee, Gary, you and I are just friends, and I'm ready to go out with you.
This is great. Dick, I got time after the show. I don't know.
Let's get a pizza after.
Yeah,
what
why
do you
not?
think?
Candlelight, candlelight.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations. Why don't you just tear that off and hand it to him, and you can print it in your own handwriting there, and maybe good luck. Let us know how this works out, okay?
I definitely will. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just stay right there for a moment. We want to look. Martine, Love Letters, Inc. has a phone number, okay? All right, let's show the phone numbers right now if you'd like to give a call. I think there's a phone number for outside of California and inside California, because you write different letters for people inside California because they're real strange out here. Yeah, so there they are. There's the two numbers. Good luck to you with your business.
Thank you very much.
It's a neat idea. Thanks for being on Camp Midnight.
Thanks
it's Martine Grieber and Love Letters, Inc. We'll be back in just a minute with the Housewives on Camp Midnight. Welcome back to Camp Midnight, folks. You know, there's been a lot of talk about cleaning up the world of rock and roll, but there are actually only 3 ladies that are actually doing it with soap and water. It's with my pleasure. Please welcome to Camp Midnight, the Housewives. Yeah. The Housewives. Yeah. Camp Midnight. We'll be back in a minute. Girls, good job. They were both cute. The Hepatitis Sisters. I love that Stubby Funt thing.
You know, Dick, it was quite a show, really. Tawny Kitaen-The, Tom Kenny, and Jesse Ventura, Martine Grieber, and of course those indescribable housewives. Really quite extraordinary. And you know, Dick, they won't have to cancel the show. Yes, because, you know, people will watch. Yes, they will. Because there's a universal need for comedy, and you'll find that people all across the country will find themselves drawn to the show. They may be watching Bass Tips, or perhaps Bowling for Daughters, and they'll find themselves inexorably switching the channels. Because there's a universal need for comedy, you see. You know, people will watch because the one thing we've had, through the good times and the bad, the one thing we've always had is comedy. From Monpar Kettle and the Ridge Brothers, right up through Chico and the Man and Hee Haw, people will watch comedy. They'll watch Dick because they have TVs and leisure time. What they lack is laughter. They'll watch on purpose.